All right. So let's talk about it, y'all. What I want to talk about, I want to talk about the issues that's been in the news lately. And we could talk about, first of all, let's talk about the Alabama brawl again. Why is it important that we talk about this Alabama brawl? I'm not talking about it in the same respect as other people have spoken about it. I'm speaking about it from a whole different perspective, a whole different angle, uh, different idea, you know, because it's something that I realized. I keep going back and I look at the video, and I just keep being reminded of how everyone's seeing the same thing. Everyone's seeing the same thing, but people's opinion of it is so different. Why is people's opinion of it so different if we seeing the same thing? Are we that indoctrinated? Have we been that gaslighted? Come on. How could it possibly be that we seen the same thing? We seen the same assault. We seen the same vicious attack. We seen the same vicious attackers. We seen the same unnecessary assaults and things taking place. But yet, we formulate opinions that totally goes contrary. Oh man, it totally goes contrary to what the video shows. But yet, we would turn around and we would talk about how righteous we are, how for the people we are. We would talk about, it's amazing to me. I have to say that it is amazing to me. When I sit back and watch the video over and over and over again, not for comedic purposes, not for to point fingers. I watch the video to better understand the culture of life that we're living in. It's amazing to me. It's amazing to me to see how we surrender our sanity to government gaslight. It's amazing to me to see how so many people claim to be so intelligent, but yet we surrender ourselves to government gaslight. How do we do that? What am I saying? Who am I talking about? I'm talking about you and me. I'm talking about we the people. I'm talking about any and everybody who buys into the things that the government sell, the psychology, the confusion, the deflection. That's what I'm talking about. They have been gaslighting us for so long that we don't even recognize that we've been gaslighted. We don't even recognize that we've been gaslighted. They have done a great job on us. A great job on us. Indoctrinating us with this hatred. Indoctrinating us with self-hatred. Hatred that's so deep and down within us that we accord no one outside of us or even ourselves an iota of respect, because we have been indoctrinated. We have been taught to hate ourselves. And in hating ourselves, we hate anyone outside of us, especially someone who look like us. We have been indoctrinated. We have been gaslighted by a government who never gave a doggone about us. We have been gaslighted by a country that we helped build. Excuse me, let me take that back. We didn't help build America. We built America. We built America with our blood, sweat, and tears. Our inventive hands, our inventive minds, our innovation. We built America. Just like we built countries all around the world, on every continent. We paved the waves, paved the concretes in Spain, and lined the concrete with lamps and street lights and things like that. We brought that same innovation over here to America. And we renovated an entire country. That's what we do. But what happened to that innovative spirit? What happened? What happened to us kings and queens? What happened to us? I'm just asking a question. What happened to us? What happened to us just loving people just because? Why do it have to be attached to something? Why do it have to be premised on something? Why do it have to be conditional? I just think to myself, we watch these videos of this assault, this vicious attack, and we as a people, we formulate these opinions, we draw lines, we draw boundaries, we garner hatred, dislike, disgust, and we do these things because we have been indoctrinated. We have been gaslighted. We have been taught to hate one another. We have been taught to highlight our differences. We have been taught to dislike and hate one another for our differences. That's amazing to me. We need to wake up and stay woke. We have governors who are putting policies and laws in place that says that Black history should not be taught in schools anymore. And they are putting policies and procedures in place that says Black history was not that bad. Black people benefited from slavery. Black people benefited from slavery. I have a question on that particular note. If black people benefited from slavery and white conservatives agree with this nonsense that Ron DeSantis has said, y'all agree with this, right? Obviously you do, because you haven't came out to say anything in opposition to Ron DeSantis when he said the stupidity that he uttered from his lips. So my question, if he can say that black people benefited from slavery and he received no backlash from his party or from the white people, do you remember Kanye West? Right. Remember Kyrie Irving? Right. All Kyrie Irving did was repost it. And he clarified what he reposted. But it was still intentionally taken out of context. And he was suspended. They tried to take him out of the league, censor him, make him apologize on national TV to the Jewish people. But again, if Ron DeSantis can say that slavery benefited black people, would it be wrong for black people or anyone in opposition to Ron DeSantis to say that the Holocaust benefited Jews? Let me clarify. I am not saying that the Holocaust benefited the Jews. I am not saying anything close to that. I'm just giving an example of how bigoted these government officials are. And they're gaslighting us. They're pitting us against each other. Because they know that as long as they can keep us fighting at the bottom, they will be climbing to the top. As long as they can keep us fighting outside the house, they can steal everything out of the house. As long as they can keep us fighting psychologically, they can gaslight our self-destruct. So again, I ask the question, if it is proper and okay and all right and acceptable that Governor Ron DeSantis says that slavery benefited black people, why is it so hard to accept that a person like Kyrie Irving reposted something? Didn't say nothing bad about no one. He just reposted something. Why is it so bad when a person like Barack Obama or some other person who is tied to Islam runs for some government office? Why are they so criticized and critiqued and ostracized and dehumanized? Why? Why aren't the detractors ostracized and dehumanized, penalized, persecuted, censored? Why? Ask yourself that question. Because we need to start getting to the bottom of things. This stuff is going on too long. It's too many great voices out here that do put in that work. Too many great voices. And it's time that we stand up, wake up, and stay woke. It's time. Because we can't allow our sanity to continue being hijacked. We can't continue to allow our lives to continue to be hijacked. We can't continue to allow our futures to continue to be hijacked. We know even when we think of hijackers today, in today's society, we think of hijackers. What do our minds drift back to? For those of us who lived in 2002, 2001, what do we think of when we think of hijackers? We think of people, terrorists, who stole a plane while people was on it and caused the destruction, the annihilation, the homicide of those people on that train. And I said train. Because I don't want to go to picking and choosing the train and the plane because they're both the same when it comes to hijacking, because it has happened on the soil of America. The hijacking of the planes and the hijacking of the trains and the destruction of the people. The train and the plane, the two fastest means of transportation on Earth, other than the rocket going up. We're talking about on Earth that we travel on every day. The hijackers take this means of travel, transportation, and they use it to destroy the people. And that's what the government is doing. They taking information. Information is the transport that gets us from point A to point B. The more information you gather, the more you're likely to know. The faster you're likely to grow if you utilize it. So information becomes our transportation from point A to point Z. We use information to go through elementary, middle, and high school, college, and so on and so forth. That's what gets us from here to there. But if the information is incorrect, it has been hijacked, our transportation has been hijacked, then we're soon to self-destruct and destroy anybody else around us. That's just common sense. So we have to take back our transportation, our information. We have to vet the information that we allow to enter our system, the information that we absorb. We have to vet this information. We have to filter out the nonsense. If we don't do that, we out of there, man. That's all. We out of there. If we can't stand up and vet the information that we allow to enter our system, we out of there. I'm not even going to hold y'all up no longer. I just wanted to say these few things to y'all, man, because we being gaslighted, man. We being gaslighted in Alabama. We being gaslighted. The devil is just doing his thing on us, man. You get this guy, Jason Aldean. I'll be back to talk about that later on. Jason Aldean and his racism. I'll be back to talk about that. But I just wanted to say this to y'all because I'm feeling like that. And I'm back. I know I ain't been on this mic in a while. I know I ain't been on your screen in a while. I'm just getting back over a few things that I'll be talking to y'all about. So with that, I'm going to say peace and love to those within the sound of my voice, and for those who cannot hear the sound of my voice. I said pass along the message that someone needs to be inspired.